Attraction is often associated with bold gestures and grand displays of affection, but some of the most powerful moments of connection happen in the subtle spaces between. These are the near touches, the lingering glances, and the almost whispers that create a magnetic pull without ever crossing clear boundaries. The magic of almost contact lies in its ability to build anticipation and curiosity, leaving both people intrigued and wanting more. It is not about overt actions or explicit signals, but about the unspoken energy that charges the air. These moments foster an intimate, almost imperceptible dance of presence and proximity, drawing two people together in a way that feels deeply connected, even if it's never fully explained. The dance of proximity and distance. Imagine you're sitting next to her, so close you can feel the warmth of her presence, but not quite enough for your skin to touch. Your words are soft, close to her ear, and the air between you becomes charged with something unspoken. There's no physical contact, no direct gaze or touch, yet something has shifted. You might not realize it, but she does. The almost contact, the subtle proximity, is enough to make her heart flutter, her mind race, wondering, was that intentional? Did you lean in just a little closer because you were drawn to her? These are the questions that linger in her mind, sparking curiosity and heightening her interest in you. It's the emotional tension between the nearness and the restraint that draws her in. The subtlety of this technique lies in the almost there moments, the ones that seem accidental but hold a profound weight. A brush of your fingertips as you hand her something, a glass, a piece of paper, a phone, and then that split second where your skin almost touches, but doesn't quite. It's a fleeting moment, but the emotional charge is undeniable. In that split second, something unspoken is conveyed. I see you, I'm drawn to you, but there's still a gap, an invisible line that hasn't been crossed, and that tension lingers. It's a feeling that both of you experience, though neither may be able to articulate why it feels so powerful. The psychology of almost contact. The reason why almost contact has such a profound effect on attraction is rooted in the psychology of anticipation. Humans are wired to crave closure and to fill in the gaps left by uncertainty. When you leave space, whether emotionally or physically, her mind naturally tries to make sense of the void. This emotional space is filled with curiosity, and curiosity fuels attraction. This is why the almost contact technique works so well. It doesn't give her everything at once. Instead, it leaves her wanting more. When someone pulls back, just when you're starting to feel the warmth of their closeness, your body instinctively reacts with a desire to bridge that gap. This push and pull creates a magnetic force that makes the interaction feel dynamic, as if it's alive, moving and evolving in real time. This delicate dance between proximity and distance triggers emotions that words alone cannot. It's the art of creating tension, a delicious back and forth that heightens the emotional connection without saying a single word. Building tension through almost contact. Tension is a key ingredient in attraction. It is not the kind of tension that arises from conflict, but the kind that arises from anticipation and the mystery of what could be. Almost contact thrives on this idea. It's not about what has already happened, but what is on the verge of happening. Think about the feeling you get when you're leaning in to whisper something in her ear, but instead of doing so immediately, you pause just long enough to make her feel the intensity of the moment. You're close enough for her to sense your breath, but the space between your lips and her skin holds so much possibility that it makes her heart race. This kind of tension, where neither person is quite sure whether they should close the distance, is what creates the spark of attraction. It's not just about physical proximity either. Emotional proximity can create a similar tension. Sharing a laugh, a joke, or an intimate moment together can bring you closer emotionally. And this emotional closeness, paired with the physical space left unspoken, can amplify the feeling of connection. Imagine a shared joke that causes you both to laugh. The laughter creates a positive, warm energy between you. As the laughter fades, you both linger in that moment of joy. You could pull away, creating space between you, or you could stay close, savoring the shared connection. The decision to maintain a slight proximity, or the decision to pull back, plays into the emotional dynamics at that moment. The almost contact heightens the emotional impact of the shared experience, leaving a lasting impression long after the moment has passed. The power of physical closeness. Without full contact. Another layer of almost contact is found in the physical moments that are not quite full contact. These are the instances when you get close enough that your physical presence is felt, but the actual touch doesn't occur. A slight lean toward her while sharing a joke, the almost accidental brush of your arm against hers as you both reach for the same item, or the feeling of her body pressing close to yours as you pass through a crowded space together. These moments are small, but they can leave a significant emotional mark. The real charm of these near moments is their organic quality. It's not a touch you force, and it's not a touch you overthink. Instead, it's the natural byproduct of being near someone you're drawn to, and it feels as though it happens without intention, even though the effect it has is undeniable. This is what makes almost contact so magnetic. It's not calculated, it's authentic, and it speaks to a deeper, more primal connection. Creating meaning through context and empathy. The context in which these moments happen is just as important as the moments themselves. If you want almost contact to have the intended effect, you need to create a setting that encourages comfort and connection. This could be anything from a quiet, intimate dinner where you share your thoughts and laughter, to a walk under the soft glow of streetlights, or even a playful conversation with subtle teasing. These are the environments where almost contact thrives. It doesn't feel out of place. Rather, it feels like a natural extension of the connection you're already building. Additionally, empathy is a critical component of almost contact. You need to be attuned to her reactions, both verbal and nonverbal. If she leans in when you do, if her eyes soften when your gaze meets hers. These are signals that she's not just comfortable with your proximity, but that she's enjoying the emotional and physical closeness. These cues are often subtle, but important. The key is to notice them, respect them, and respond accordingly. Contrast, the push and pull of attraction. One powerful way to heighten the impact of almost contact is to introduce contrast. After a moment of closeness, create a subtle distance between you. If you've leaned in close while laughing together, gently pull back as the laughter fades. The push and pull, the ebb and flow of proximity, creates a dynamic energy that keeps the interaction interesting. It mirrors the natural rhythms of attraction, the push for closeness, the pull back, and the desire to close the gap. It's this constant shifting that builds desire and maintains the magnetic attraction. Contrast also serves to highlight the moments when you do come closer. When the space between you is briefly filled, it's all the more powerful because it stands in contrast to the times when you maintain a respectful distance. The ability to create and control this ebb and flow, moving between closeness and separation, is a key element in building the tension that makes almost contact so magnetic. The silent language of attraction. At its core, almost contact is a silent language of attraction. It speaks directly to the emotions, bypassing the need for words or overt actions. A brush of your fingers, a slight lean in, a subtle pullback. These are the unspoken signals that create a connection between two people. They communicate interest, but in a way that feels natural, effortless, and authentic. What makes almost contact so powerful is its ability to create a moment of intimacy that is felt deeply, even if not fully understood. It doesn't rely on manipulation or games. Instead, it's about creating moments of real emotional connection, moments that feel real and genuine because they are not forced, but born out of the chemistry that exists between two people. Thoughtful gestures that speak. Volumes beyond words, actions that show you're paying attention to her preferences, can also create lasting emotional impact. It's the small, thoughtful gestures that often resonate the most. If she once mentioned her love for a particular type of chocolate or an obscure flower that always brings her joy, surprising her with it at a perfect moment speaks volumes. It's not about the gift itself, it's about the thoughtfulness behind it. When you remember something personal that she shared and act on it, it shows that you've been listening and that you care deeply about her happiness. Such gestures don't need to be extravagant. In fact, It's the subtlety and personal touch that often make them most meaningful. A simple gesture, such as leaving a note that references an inside joke, or surprising her with something she casually mentioned a few days ago, can have a profound effect. These actions are not just about fulfilling a request. They demonstrate that you care about her as a person, and you're attentive to the things that make her smile. Moreover, these acts of thoughtfulness create a sense of emotional closeness that is not only enjoyable but also unforgettable. Every time she reflects on these moments, it strengthens the bond between you, reinforcing the sense that she is truly understood, cared for, and valued in ways that transcend the ordinary. The importance of authenticity. At the core of every meaningful gesture or compliment is authenticity. The impact of your words or actions is significantly reduced if they feel insincere or calculated. Genuine care and attention are vital in building trust and rapport. She will sense the difference between authentic gestures of affection and those that are driven by ulterior motives or a desire to impress. For instance, imagine you give her a gift, but it feels like it was bought without much thought or effort, or you give her a compliment that seems more like a line you've used before than something unique to her. While these actions may be appreciated at first, their impact will quickly fade. On the other hand, when your gestures and words come from a place of real care and consideration, they become far more powerful. It's in these authentic moments, whether it's a compliment that genuinely reflects her strengths or a gesture that demonstrates you remember the little things about her, that the emotional connection deepens. When she feels that your actions align with your words, she will feel safe, valued, and drawn closer to you. Authenticity, therefore, isn't just about being real. It's about showing up with a heart that is open and sincere in every gesture, building connection through shared experiences. Another powerful way to create an emotional connection is by tying your gestures to shared experiences. These experiences form the backbone of a lasting bond, allowing you to cultivate a relationship rooted in meaningful moments. A simple "thank you" or "I enjoyed today" becomes more powerful when it's attached to a memory that you both cherish. For example, after spending a day together, whether it's enjoying a quiet walk in the park, exploring a museum, or taking a spontaneous trip to the beach, a well-timed message like, "I can't stop thinking about how much fun I had with you today, it really made my week," reinforces the significance of the experience. This small yet meaningful gesture reminds her that your connection isn't just temporary or circumstantial. It's an ongoing bond that continues to grow even when you're not physically together. These experiences, whether they are grand or simple, create a series of emotional touchstones that she can look back on. They remind her of the joy and warmth of your shared moments and give her something to hold on to as the relationship develops. Over time, the accumulation of such experiences becomes a powerful testament to the relationship you are building together. Empathy and its role in emotional connection. Empathy is an often overlooked yet incredibly important tool in creating lasting emotional connections. It's easy to feel compelled to fix someone's problems when they're sharing their concerns or difficulties, but the power of empathy lies in listening, not just hearing, but actively engaging with her emotions and responding in a way that demonstrates your care and understanding. When she opens up about something difficult, whether it's work stress, family issues, or personal worries, resist the temptation to jump in and offer solutions right away. Sometimes, what she truly needs is to feel understood and supported. A response like, "I can only imagine how tough this must be for you, but I want you to know that I'm here for you no matter what," lets her know that you're not just hearing her words, you're truly understanding her feelings. Such an approach fosters emotional intimacy. It's not about solving her problems for her. It's about showing up and being present with her, validating her emotions and creating a space where she feels safe and supported. This deep empathy leaves a lasting emotional impression because it demonstrates that you value her experience and are there for her in a meaningful way. The role of laughter and shared joy. Humor is another powerful force that can forge a deep connection between two people. Laughter has a unique ability to dissolve tension, foster positivity, and create bonds that are often much stronger than those formed through more serious interactions. However, the power of laughter doesn't lie solely in the jokes or humorous moments themselves. It's the connection that laughter forges between two people. A shared laugh, especially one that arises in a relaxed or unplanned moment, can create a sense of ease and camaraderie that is irreplaceable. Whether it's a playful joke that only the two of you get, or a spontaneous moment of humor that lifts the mood, laughter creates a shared experience that builds emotional closeness. The beauty of laughter is that it not only makes the moment enjoyable, but it also becomes a memory that binds you together. When she recalls that light-hearted moment of joy, she will associate those positive emotions with your presence, creating a deeper emotional attachment, creating shared experiences and memories. The memories you create together are often the strongest foundation of your connection. Rather than relying on the usual dinner dates or casual hangouts, consider crafting experiences that are unique, exciting, or awe-inspiring. A shared adventure, whether it's trying something new like a cooking or pottery class, or visiting a beautiful location you both have yet to explore, becomes etched in your memory, not just as an experience but as a symbol of the bond you share. These moments not only build memories but also give you both something to look forward to and reflect on. Whether it's taking a spontaneous road trip or watching a sunset together at a serene spot, these shared experiences deepen the connection by tying it to joy, excitement, and mutual discovery. Adding personal touches, explaining why a particular spot is meaningful or how it reminds you of something beautiful, can elevate an experience from simply fun to deeply personal, giving her a sense of how much thought you've put into the time you're spending together. Through this combination of intentionality, creativity, and shared joy, you create not just memories but a foundation for a connection that feels special, irreplaceable, and deeply bonded. The magic of small gestures. Thoughtfulness over grandeur. A lot of times it's not the size of the gesture that counts, but the thought and care behind it. Small surprises, those that tap into personal connections and meaningful experiences, can leave the most lasting impact. The magic happens when you take the time to notice the things she loves and tie those details back into your plans. For example, if you're both enjoying a breathtaking view, like a sunset or a panoramic landscape, take a moment to reflect on the beauty of the moment together. A heartfelt statement such as, "This view is stunning, but honestly, what makes it truly special is sharing it with you," not only amplifies the experience, but also reinforces the emotional bond between you. It's in these moments filled with emotional significance that the connection truly deepens. What makes these moments remarkable is not the grandness of the occasion, but the presence of thoughtfulness. The setting may be spectacular, but the sentiment you express during these shared moments has the potential to make them unforgettable. You are both bound by a deeper emotional connection, which is not just tied to the activities or events, but to how you make each other feel in those fleeting moments. Surprising her with small, meaningful gestures is like weaving a tapestry of emotional connections, where each piece adds something significant to the whole experience. These are the kinds of memories that can be revisited, relived, and talked about later, creating emotional anchors that are meaningful long after the moment has passed. As the relationship progresses, you'll find that the way you talk about shared experiences, reminiscing on the fun, the joy, the humor of a moment, helps build a sense of continuity, linking the present to the past in a way that feels deeply fulfilling, creating emotional anchors, revisiting shared moments. The experiences you share with someone don't exist in a vacuum. They're deeply tied to your emotional landscape, to the way you both felt in those moments. By intentionally bringing those experiences back into conversation or sharing them again, you strengthen the emotional connection. For example, if you had a particularly fun outing together or an unexpectedly touching moment, referencing it later can have a profound impact. A simple phrase like, "I keep thinking about how much fun we had that day. It was unforgettable. We need to plan something like that again soon," can revive the emotions tied to that day, making her feel cherished and special once more. This type of emotional reinforcement through reminiscing ensures that the bond you share is not merely based on the surface-level enjoyment of events, but on the deeper feelings those experiences created. It's not just about recalling fun times. It's about reinforcing the significance of the moments you've shared, demonstrating that they had a lasting effect on you both. This shared recollection builds a sense of emotional continuity, as if the journey you're both on has a history that is rich with meaning. Creating emotional anchors also gives you a unique way of revisiting those moments of connection, drawing on them to reinvigorate the relationship whenever necessary. It's like taking a snapshot of the best parts of your connection and revisiting it when needed to remind both of you of how much you mean to each other. Balancing mystery and comfort. Building anticipation. Attraction thrives on the delicate balance between comfort and mystery. Too much comfort can lead to complacency, while too much mystery might create feelings of distance. To create a magnetic and lasting connection, it's important to allow each other to feel safe and understood while still leaving space for intrigue and discovery. This balance is often subtle but powerful. In any relationship, especially one that is still blossoming, don't feel the need to reveal everything about yourself all at once. Instead, allow your connection to unfold gradually, allowing her to discover the layers of your personality over time. If she asks about something in your past or a personal experience, share it, but leave parts of the story untold. A statement like, "That reminds me of an incredible trip I took. I'll have to tell you about it sometime. It's one of my favorite memories," allows for a bit of intrigue, while also sharing something meaningful. It's a gentle invitation to learn more, creating anticipation for the next time you might dive deeper into that story. This subtle tease encourages her to be curious about you, to continue to explore and discover new aspects of your life, which in turn keeps the emotional connection fresh and exciting. It's not about being secretive, but about offering small glimpses into your world that make her look forward to learning more. In relationships, the journey of discovery is part of what keeps things vibrant. The curiosity to know more about each other, to learn new things about your past or interests, helps create a foundation of engagement that can last for years. Creating emotional high points. Making moments unforgettable. Memories are often defined by the emotional high points they contain, moments where feelings of joy, excitement, awe, or connection stand out. Creating these emotional high points in your time together is essential for shaping how she remembers the bond you share. These moments don't need to be planned or orchestrated to perfection. In fact, the most powerful emotional high points often arise spontaneously in moments that are real and raw. For instance, imagine you're watching a stunning sunset together. As you pause to take in the beauty of the sky, you might remark, "This is incredible." But what makes it even more amazing is being able to share it with you. Such a comment, simple yet sincere, can elevate a beautiful moment into something unforgettable. It's not just about the sunset. It's about the emotions that the sunset evokes when shared between two people who are emotionally invested in the experience. Timing is everything when it comes to emotional high points. Pay attention to how she's feeling in the moment, and if the timing feels right, amplify those feelings with a thoughtful gesture or remark. For example, if she's particularly joyful or moved during a shared activity, taking the moment to express your appreciation, like saying, "Seeing you this happy makes this moment even more special for me," can make her feel deeply cherished and understood. By giving space to these high points, you enhance the connection you share and solidify those moments as part of your collective emotional history. Balancing comfort and intrigue, deepening the connection. As you continue to weave comfort and intrigue into your relationship, you also want to be mindful of emotional consistency. By creating spaces where she feels safe and valued, but also engaged and curious, you set the stage for a deeper connection that only grows over time. Through subtle actions, thoughtful surprises, and carefully timed emotional expressions, you can build a bond that feels both exciting and deeply comforting. The uniqueness of your connection lies not in how perfectly you execute every detail, but in how you make her feel in those moments. If you balance comfort with an element of mystery, excitement will naturally flow into your relationship. If, at the same time, you create emotional high points and engage her in meaningful conversations, you build a foundation of trust, affection, and lasting attraction. Ultimately, the key is in the small, everyday choices you make that demonstrate attentiveness, care, and authenticity. Whether through shared moments of joy or the surprise of a well-timed compliment, These experiences create an emotional tapestry that binds you both in a way that feels unique and irreplaceable. The bond you share will not just be something you remember, but something that will continue to shape and define your relationship over time, creating a lasting and meaningful connection built on emotional depth, trust, and shared experience.